Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Terror Zone. Today we'll be looking at a special story about a man who has unfortunately not been raised by any human. Raised by apes. Tarzan. Now Tarzan has been readapted in many different stories and also been told many different ways. It is also based on a book called Tarzan the Apes, but we'll only be focusing on the first one, considering there's so many of them at this point. So many books, and there's no time to read every single one of them. We'll be looking at the first book and what continues after that, as we discover the real story of Tarzan. Like the movie, the story starts with Tarzan's parents, Clayton II and Alice, where they're forced off their boat because of a mutiny, but managed to survive over food and stuff. And eventually they built a cabin for 2 months until the family was attacked by a hungry gorilla. But they survived, but Alice shot the gorilla in the chest and they got away. Although Alice got injured from the fight, that she stayed in her cabin house for a while. Soon, she gave birth to John Clayton III, which is Tarzan. But she shortly died after this for childbirth. On his first birthday, along with his father, who dies by being attacked by Kerchak, he was going crazy. While Kala scooped the baby and took him with her. Kala soon after adopts Tarzan as her own. Tarzan meaning white skin. Tarzan for a while is raised by the apes, learns their language, and understands their family and culture, the way they act. But at the same time, he can't help but wonder that he's an outcast from the other gorillas during his childhood. Tarzan comes across his parents' cabin and finds books, pictures, and things like about humans. So he learns about the human world in the story and then in the movie. So much that he finds out by how his parents were. Kind of like, so much, he learned a lot and took a lot of stuff with him, like Ariel did. He teaches himself to read and write. He learns how to fight as well with knife and stuff. Until he was able to participate in the gorilla fights, which is like a wrestling thing for gorillas. One gorilla challenges him to a fight. Tarzan defeats this gorilla by using his knife and stabs him a few times, and the fight was done. From his parents' cabin, in no time at all. Tarzan with many animals, got very acquainted with some animals, including elephants. He also got acquainted with an Indian tribe. He is curious about them, but they're nothing like the one he read in his books. So he has no interest in them. No one in them. One day, Kala is killed off by the tribe's chief, and for revenge, Tarzan pulls off pranks all around the village. It's kind of funny. He drinks their water and stuff like that. he throws skulls at them. They think they're being attacked by a jungle spirit, since they can't see their face. They can't see Tarzan's face. You're probably wondering where he got those skulls from. The skulls are from his victims that he once fought, from gorillas, fresh. All his life. After this, he has made a name for himself for killing 2 gorillas and the tribe and more. Tarzan kills Sabor and makes it into a hide. And as time passes, Kerchak is more and more friended by Tarzan as he does these things. He tries to kill him, but he already died after that, though. Tarzan is attacked again by Kerchak's son for revenge. His name is Turquoise, which is probably inspiration for Turk, Tarzan's friend in the movie. But unlike her, he is an enemy to Tarzan. But he survived, and he won thanks to his knife. But he had seriously injured, and he had to recover in his parents' cabin. And I should really say that Turquoise is not killed off at this moment either. They were just both injured, and they couldn't continue the fight. So he comes back very soon, so believe me, he'll be back. After years later, when he was about 20, that's where Clayton, Jane, and Professor Potter come in. And Tarzan, ever since they arrived, Tarzan has been protecting them from other dangers in the jungle. Much whatever you see in the movie, they are very much grateful for his help. But because he can't speak English, they have a hard time speaking to him. So the relationship is very tight. Turquoise comes back and becomes a king of the jungle, of the gorillas. Tarzan convinces the gorillas to fight against him, make him the ruler, and Turquoise is kicked out. But there were not that many female gorillas. So Tarzan kidnaps Jane, and he tries to take down Turquoise again for revenge. So he can get rid of him for good. After a long fight of Reckless, Tarzan wins once and for all. And once that was over, Jane sees Tarzan for what he truly is and starts to fall in love. Back at the camp, her family was worried about her since they saw her get kidnapped by Tarzan and all. Jane is dropped off there unharmed, but the captain was missing. He was kidnapped by the tribe. Tarzan goes back to look for him and finds out that they were torturing him. They roped him up and hung him a few times. Tarzan scares them off by saying that he's a jungle spirit, and soon saves the captain. But unfortunately, the crew left without them. So it was left with Tarzan and the captain. Tarzan received a ransom note from a bandit that Jane and her crew. Tarzan and the captain teaches how to speak quickly, so they could save Jane and the crew English, so he can get him ready to fight. Once they get there, Tarzan's already learned fluent in languages, including French. He found out his parents were traveling from the jungle. He he traveled to the jungle to England. Tarzan quickly catches up to Jane from the forest fire. Saves her from a forest fire. But there was a problem. Jane was betrothed to Clayton. Tarzan and Clayton are cousins, just so you know. And Clayton owns the fortune to the whole Clayton fortune family. And formally, that's where our story ends. He has money and everything. With Tarzan giving up and moving back to the jungle, thinking that Jane is better off with Clayton since he's richer and more successful in life than he ever could be. He never could tell his true feelings for her. But later on, there are books, and eventually Tarzan did marry Jane, and a son named Jack was born, known as Kerchak the Killer. Gorilla. The end. And that is the story of Tarzan and the Apes for you. How'd you like it? Was it as messed up as you thought it was going to be? Is it more reckless than you thought? Tell me in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. Bye!